Hello, heathens. So I'm just going to try to do a super simple, mainly eye makeup look today. And, I'm going to be using mainly the Vanity eyeshadow palette from Shop Miss A. And I'm sorry if the camera's facing a little more this way. I'm trying to keep it from focusing too much on that side of the room. And I have another video where I try this palette and do a look with it. This is definitely not my first time using it, but I'm going to try something a little different. So I'm just going to get right into it. I am going to try this Glow liquid eyeshadow in the shade Thermo, which is also from Shop Miss A. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to go in first, and I'm going to turn this just a teeny bit. I don't see what I was looking for, but that's okay. So I'm just going to go in first with this top one, just to build up face. I'm not going to do a full face. This is mainly just going to be the eye look and probably a little bit of highlighter like normal. We've got some errands to run today, and we're going to go grab food. So I don't want to put on too much lipstick because then it's just going to look crazy, because you know how that goes. I feel like this is not sticking to my actual lid as much as I would like it to. Alright, now I'm going to go into this mauve-ish, brownish purple, which is pretty much everything in this palette, but I am going to swap brushes to my lovely stained Wet n Wild brush. This is one of my favorite brushes ever. It's got the perfect shape that I want when I'm doing like my crease and all of this. And it's not too big, but not too small. Kind of wish I had a better editing software so that I could just hold up the palette once and then insert points into the video where I could just point to the eyeshadow that I plan on using, so that I don't have to keep lifting it up, because while I do love this eyeshadow palette, it is a little bulky. But the shadows are really nice, especially for the price point, because as I said in my last one, I believe these are like $10 maybe? I might be wrong, but I think they're like $10, which is really incredible because you get 25 shadows. So you really can't beat that price. And the quality is there. Some of them you do have to build up a little bit, but I don't mind that. As I did say the last time I used this palette, I'd rather have to build it up a little bit and have control over where I'm putting it than have it be too overpowering all at once. I do have a little bit sticking to the bottom of my eye right there, but that's okay, we'll get that fixed. I'm just going for something like kind of smoky and grungy, but still super simple. And I'm barely applying any pressure on this dark shade. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit more over this eyelid because it doesn't match. Is I'm going to go ahead and go in with this Glow liquid eyeshadow. And I'm just going to take it across the center right here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to pat it in. And I'm going to wind up putting another color over the top. I don't know how that's going to work, but... And I am taking it all the way up because with the way that my eyelids are, or I guess not just my lids, but my eyes in general are shaped, if I were to just do the bottom and then open my eyes, it would transfer up anyway. So we're just going to prevent that from being a concern by taking it all the way up. And then figure out what shade we want over the top. My only complaint about this is I can definitely tell where I've applied it because it has taken off the darker shade, like completely underneath it. So we definitely want something that's going to pack on. So I'm going to go in with, I guess this one right here on the side. And I'm just going to take a flat packer brush type and spritz it with a little bit of setting spray. I don't have MAC Fix Plus, so we're just going to use the ColourPop matte setting spray. And what I'm going to do is just try to pat it. Oh yeah, that worked out nicely, actually. Just pat it over that silvery. I think it looks pretty good. But it does make the eyeshadow a lot lighter than what it looks in the pan. Which is kind of strange, because it kind of looks like the way I would expect the shade beside it to look. It's not near as dark as I was expecting, which, you know, we can work with. But it's coming across much more like that shade should, which is what we're going to use on the inner corner. So the only thing I'm going to do next is take that original brush again, and I'm going to go in with, I guess, back into this shade, and just, oops, got a little bit on my hand, just pack a little bit on the inner corner to push up against that, so that it's not quite as sharp a line. Okay, and then I'm just going to take, if I can find the brush, nope, that's not the one I want. Doing this without my glasses is kind of a pain. Here it is. This is the Luxie Mini Round 141, and I'm just going to tap into that light purple shade I was showing a second ago, and just pop that right here on the inner corner. Somehow this side is coming out way more intense, so I'm just going to build this one up just a little bit. I think that's a little better. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Now, I hope I'm low enough. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna quickly take a little makeup wipe. That was really loud. And I'm just gonna clean up the edges where it's like stuck around the corners of my eye. Just like that. Now it's not quite as all over the place, and I'm gonna take the Cella eyeliner pen in Violet, which is the one that was one of my Ipsy add-ons, and I'm gonna see if I can do this without being too shaky. Just gonna get it all the way out. Ugh. Got on the bottom anyway. It's one of my biggest pet peeves with liquid eyeliner is when I try to go whenever I try to get it right on the inner corner, this happens. I don't, if anyone knows a way around that, please let me know. I didn't do it quite as bad, but somehow managed to get the eyeliner way thicker than what I was wanting. So the inside of this eye is like hella intense. I am not crazy about that at all, but you know, that's what we're rolling with. So I'm gonna clean up this side just a little bit where it's all up under my eye, and then dry it out just a little bit. Well, dry it out sounds weird, but dry it down? Dry it down. That's what I'm going for. Just so that it doesn't transfer to the top of my lid as much as possible. Which I'm feeling like it's probably still going to, just because of how thick and harsh it went on. Completely unintentionally. What I'm gonna do is just take a little bit more of that shade that I used on the center back on the brush that I used it on, which was this, what should be kind of deeper purple, but wasn't really deeper purple. And I'm just going to go over that line in the center and across the eye to prevent as much transfer as possible, kind of just setting it down. Alright, that is it for the super simple basic eye, and I'm gonna go into the, is this the one I want? Yes. The Unicorn Glow palette, and I'm gonna use the shade Fantasy, which is this purple shade down here. I'm gonna knock my brush over. Alright, trying to get any excess off because the one I had on this brush was super sparkly. So I'm just gonna dip across the middle. There's a lot of kickback using this kind of brush. And then just go. It's picking up, but I feel like when I swatched this before, it was a bit brighter. Just getting highlighter everywhere though. Like, I feel like it's skipping parts of my face, if that makes any sense. Like this brush, maybe? Let's try a different brush. What do I have? I don't know what else I can use except for a little eyeshadow brush. Alright, this is one of the SL Miss Glam brushes. It's got an interesting tapered top. I'm just going to tap into this highlighter shade a little bit and just intensify that a little. I hope it picks up, but that definitely helped. But it didn't apply it too concentrated. I mean, this is already a pretty intense color, but I was going for like, wha-bam. Everyone where we're gonna go get food is gonna look at me like I'm insane, but that's okay. Yeah, that's more like what I was going for. I hope it picks up. And then, of course, last but not least, that doesn't go over there, I'm just going to throw on a little mascara, and I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Wear, which is one of my favorites. I need a new one because this one is almost completely out, but they're only like $1, so no big deal. Just take that. Across the top. I think this is one of my favorites because of the brush, because it allows me to get pretty good, precise access, and then my lower lash lines don't clump, and it's not so big to where I'm constantly like hitting my face with it. I like doing this side's always weird for me because my left hand is completely useless. I always get it up under my lashes on this side. I'm really digging this highlighter. But yeah, that's it. And that's what it looks like. Hopefully everything is picking up as bright as it is in person. I really do love this palette. I have another one that eventually I will get into. It is the Immersed palette, which has much more bright shades that I'll eventually, I guess, do a look with once I figure out what kind of look to do. I'm thinking maybe some kind of cut crease, but I've got to get a little more comfortable with those before I try to do one here. So yeah, super simple purple get ready with me eye look, and I will see y'all later.